Good morning. My name is Andrew. It's the morning hash for Sunday morning, March 30th, 2025. It is 5:43 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I am really freaking tired. I uh I slept for about 4 hours last night. I've been up for a few hours now, but whatever. Oh, super duper agenda today. Just gonna go down some news and talk about it. Nothing fancy. We got to start with why am I on this? We got to start with there's been an earthquake. There's been a massive earthquake in Myanmar. If you didn't hear about it, I think everyone's talking about it now. There was a 7.7 magnitude earthquake in Myanmar, and the death toll is listed at 1,644. Jesus Christ. Sorry, we're watching some video right now of CCTV, the earthquake hitting. And the story is now that they've just suffered a follow-up, an aftershock, 5.1 magnitude aftershock just this past evening or yesterday. Oh, boy. This is not good. Oh, God. Oh, well. I don't know how YouTube's going to like that, but there is a video on Twitter that we're seeing of a crane falling due to the earthquake, and you can see the crane operator being. This thing is up on like top of a skyscraper that it's building, and that it's being constructed, and you can see the crane operator get flung out of the. Jesus Christ! Oh, dude. This is. Oh, it's loud. It's loud. It's very loud. Excuse me. Oh, shit. Oh, boy. This is awful. Shit. This is awful. 43 workers trapped in rubble of building which collapsed. Jesus fuck, dude. Here's a video. This is on Twitter X. What you're seeing here, what you see in the map are the seismic waves sent by the 7.7 earthquake in Myanmar, rippling all the way through Europe. So we're seeing shock waves, seismic waves that are traveling all the way to Europe. That's a massive, and I believe it was the earthquake occurred just under Mandalay, which is the second largest city in Myanmar. What's this? This is CCTV. This is like looks like a resort. There's some people sitting at a pool, like one of those kind of, I guess it's not really an infinity pool, but it's a pool right on the edge of like a skyscraper. Maybe that's considered an infinity pool. I'm not sure. But a couple of people just lounging, having a good time, and then here it comes. I'd get out of the water because you're right there on that edge. That's going to throw you. Yeah, I'd get out of there. Look at what is this dude trying to grab? Like, are you trying to get your phone? I bet he is. Oh God, the whole fucking building's swaying. Jesus Christ. Yep, there goes a pillow over the edge. That would have been you, buddy. Jeez, this is horrid. This is awful. According to the geology science, the earthquake in Myanmar and Thailand was so powerful that unleashed an energy equivalent to 334 atomic bombs, a geologist told CNN. The quake in Myanmar caused the water to surface from the ground. Like it's just water is just coming up from the ground. There's a video here. It's just like sprouting up from the ground. Oh, dude. This is wild. This is wild. Fuck, dude. What is this? Why they're okay, whatever. God, some of this stuff's just horrid and it's just not worth watching. It's just awful. Okay, so there's that. Jesus Christ. So over 1,600 people dead. Boy, oh boy. There's some world news for you. So, if you're a praying individual, throw some prayers out their way. Oh, geez. What else is going on in the world? You know, just speaking of world news while we're on topic, I'm just going down my list here. Britain seems to have lost its goddamn mind. Take a look. Britain has lost its mind. Britain is in a world of fucking shit. Britain has now banned ninja swords. Ninja swords.
We begin with breaking news. The government has banned ninja swords.
Ninja swords. Their words, not mine.
3 years after the death of 16-year-old Ronan Kanda. It will be... We begin with breaking news. The government has banned ninja swords.
And yes, it's called Ronan's Law. Not Ronin, not R-O-N-I-N, R-O-N-A-N.
3 years after the death of 16...
Like, this is... The Babylon Bee is going to go out of business because nothing is satire anymore. It's all just too fucking crazy.
Year-old Ronan Kanda. It will be illegal to possess, sell, make or import the weapon from the summer, with anyone caught with a ninja sword potentially facing 6 months in prison. The ban is part of measures known as Ronan's Law, which also requires retailers to report bulk or suspicious sales to police and an increase to jail sentences for selling weapons to children. The Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, said it's part of a wider mission to try and keep children safe.
Maybe if you wanted to keep children safe, you shouldn't have imported a bunch of people who... You shouldn't have imported a bunch of people who think it's okay to stab 8-year-old girls in the name of their God. Maybe if you wanted to keep children safe, you should have done that. Maybe if you wanted to keep children safe, you should do something about the grooming rape gangs from all of the people that you allowed to invade your country. Maybe you should do that. Just a thought. That would probably do more to protect the people of your country. But no, you have to in the name of diversity and equity, you have to you can't be mean to anyone who isn't white. So, and if you don't believe, let me see if I can find that. I am not prepared for anything today. I very much apologize. But they also just, I gotta, hold on, let me see. They also just, created a 2-tier justice system in Great Britain where they are going to punish white people more than they're going to punish minorities, Western minorities, that is. Oh, let's take a look here. This is from Darren Grimes. This is back on March 5th. Excuse me. So it says here, two-tier justice is official UK policy. If you're from an ethnic, cultural, or faith minority, courts must consider it before sentencing. One rule for some, another for everyone else. Justice isn't blind, it's checking a diversity checklist first. Britain is now openly codifying a two-tier justice system where white men face the full weight of legal retribution, while Muslim offenders are increasingly spared under the guise of cultural sensitivity. Judicial impartiality is being sacrificed on the altar of progressive orthodoxy, and white Britons are being made the scapegoats of a nation unraveling its own rule of law. And this isn't opinion. It's right here. It's right here. This is from the British government. That doesn't look great on my screen, does it? You can't really fucking see that, can you? Oh, boy. Okay. What are you guys going to do? Here, let's see this. This is from GreatBritainNews.com.
A taxpayer-funded, unelected, unaccountable.
Hold on. Let's go back to the start. Excuse me.
Now, in just 51 hours' time, Britain will have become, officially, a two-tier justice state. A taxpayer-funded, unelected, unaccountable, anti-democratic quango, the Sentencing Council has handed down a set of guidelines that are, in my blunt opinion, plainly discriminatory. Shadow Justice Secretary Robert Jenrick has said that Shabana Mahmood, the Justice Secretary, will preside, in his words, will preside over a two-tier justice system that is biased against white people and Christians.
The Secretary has been totally asleep at the wheel. She didn't even know about these sentencing guidelines until I raised them with her in the House of Commons. She then held a meeting and a week later wrote a letter to the Sentencing Council. They've come back now and totally rebuffed her. She's been humiliated. She hasn't brought forward emergency legislation. She rebuffed my bill that would have fixed this. The best time to have done emergency legislation would have been when these two-tier guidelines were first approved. The second best time is to do it now.
Britain, you're fucked. What are you guys going to do? Like, seriously, what do you? And then back in 2010, here's an article of someone. God damn it! Why does it look like that? Hold on a second. Sorry. I'm trying to fix my screen. Excuse me. Sorry, I got a new monitor and I'm trying to fix everything. I'm trying to adjust everything so that it looks acceptable. Right, let's try that. So back in 2010, judges ordered to show more mercy on women criminals when deciding sentences. And now they're good. So white, straight, Christian men will suffer the full brunt of the law, while women and ethnic and religious and cultural minorities, whatever the fuck, get a slap on the wrist. I thought I just saw something like this not too long ago. There was a recent case. Let me see. Let off easy Britain. I don't even know what to search for. There was someone who was let off. Where did I see this? I don't know where I saw this. I don't know. I won't spin forever looking at it. Okay then. Okay. I mean, all the proof you need is that they haven't been prosecuting, or even they is the grooming gangs, right? If you call out the grooming gangs, the UK will now, if you're a white man who calls out the grooming gangs, they will kick in your door and haul you off to prison. I honestly have no idea what Britain's going to do. Let's see. That was back in 2022. I honestly have no idea what you guys are going to do. You guys are in so much shit. Well, let's see. This might have something to do with it. This is from BDL Active. How the British have passively succumbed to the Muslim invasion. So the mayor of London is a Muslim. The mayor of Birmingham is a Muslim. The mayor of Leeds. The mayor of Blackburn, Sheffield, Oxford, Luton, Oldham, Rockdale. Wow. What's this?
But here's the really important point of my short remarks. Yes, we celebrate our diversity, and in Islam, we are a very, very diverse religion. But there are some people who think diversity is not a strength, it is a weakness. They think diversity shouldn't be celebrated, it should be denigrated. They try and pit Muslims versus Hindus. They try and pit those from London versus those from other parts of the country. They try and pit those who are older versus those who are younger.
I would say that the British government is the ones that are pitting people against one another. When you openly have a two-tier justice system, there's only one reason for doing that, right? You are trying to piss people off. It's one thing if you have it and you don't say it, but to just come out in the open and say, hey, native white British people, especially men, especially Christian men, you are going to be punished more harshly. We are going to be harder on you. And the people who have invaded your country, who don't respect anything about your culture and don't respect anything about your religion and don't respect anything about your anything at all, your traditions, your society, anything at all, those people will be given a slap on the wrist. What's the point of doing all this? Who is it? I mean, we've seen who's in control. It's Muslims. And say you can say whatever you want. You see, by the way, how is diversity our strength? I am still waiting for someone to give me evidence that diversity makes us, like forced diversity makes a society better. Still waiting on it. Still waiting on it. Fuck, this is 1 hour ago. Muslims in the UK are urging for a ban on public eating during daylight hours in Ramadan. They believe that witnessing others eat can heighten their temptation. What is your message to the Muslims? Well, this particular person, Mark, on Twitter, said, "This is Britain, a nominally Christian nation. We don't give a fuck about your imported religion. Don't like it? Leave." I agree. What the fuck are you guys gonna do? I seriously don't know. I'm just trying to like fathom, like what's the end game here. Here's what I think is going on with some of this, right? Here's why I think all of the Zionists and here's why I think the Zionists and the Jesuits have done this. The Zionists mainly is because they want to reconstruct they want the Greater Israel plan. Let me see if I can keep this here. Oh, what the fuck is this? Let me see if I can locate this. Hold on a second. This is not gonna work. My fucking new this setup is not gonna work. The fuck is that? Oh, Jesus Christ. Every time you open Twitter, it's a new fucking mutant. Let me see. I'm looking for a map. Here we go. Yeah, here it is, right here. Yeah, okay. Um, so this is going back to um, why are all the Muslims getting removed from the Middle East and sent to places like Britain and Germany and France and America? Why are they getting moved out of North Africa and the Middle East? I think there's a few different things going on with this, but one of them, this is, what's the date on this? I'm not sure. Oh, this is from March 13th. This post is March 13th. It says Jeffrey Sachs is saying what billions have been saying for decades. Jews, now I think it's Zionists. I don't think it's all Jews. I want to make that very clear. I think it is Zionists are stealing all the land in what they call Greater Israel. The Ukraine war is for Israel so that the Ashkenazic Jews can heave Heavenly Jerusalem project. America is almost 50 trillion in debt to fund this. How do Americans not see that they're literally slaves? So if you look at this map right here, this is a map of the Middle East. Here's Iran. This is okay. So this is a map based on some old stuff, but here is if you look right here on this map where my cursor is, if you can see that, that's Israel, as it is today, right? And what they're doing is they are trying to seize all of this land to create the Greater Israel Project. New Khazaria and the Greater Israel Project. And, oh, did you hear about the plan that they wanted to, that there are people now, I think it's someone in Europe, I think it was a European economic developer or some shit, who wants to take the illegal aliens from Europe and move them into Ukraine so that they can rebuild the country. Well, who are they going to rebuild the country for? Because something like 3 or 4 million Ukrainians left Ukraine and are now living in places like Poland, and over 1 million Ukrainian men are dead. So who's it being rebuilt for? Map showing the next land grab. Let's see. What is this? I haven't heard of this. What is the I take stuff off of the screen because I have no idea what I'm about to pull up. And I don't want to pull up something that's you know. That's Wikipedia. Ooh, that's interesting. So this is from a website. This is kind of what I was referring to, I think, maybe. This is from, from all social media. I'm not signing up to a website called Muslim Skeptic. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm not going to do that, but thank you. The secret Zionist plan to destroy the Muslim world. Okay, we'll get into this. We'll get a little into this. I'm just gonna go to the restroom real quick. We'll be right back. Excuse me. All right, so this article is dated November 8th, 2023. And it's from a website called Muslim Skeptics. So what we were just talking about is this whole conversation started with just analyzing what the fuck is going on in Britain, because Britain is a mess. And it's a mess because they have allowed millions of foreign invaders to come into their country and do whatever the fuck they want. Well, it is my contention, I haven't read this yet, but it is my contention that I knew about the Greater Israel Project. I had heard about it before. I've not read this specific article. But part of all of the Muslims being removed from the Middle East and the Muslim world and North Africa and everything like that is because the Zionists want to construct Greater Israel in that region. So that brought me to something called the Yinon Plan, Y-I-N-O-N. Now, I have never heard this official title, the Yinon Plan. Maybe this has always been the title of the plan from the get-go. I just not have heard this official title before. So, let's, excuse me, nervous sip. Let's get into it. This website, MuslimSkeptic.com. This article by Daniel Hikakaktaju. Hikikataju. I'm done. And it's dated November 8th, 2023. The Yinon Plan was first laid out in a 1982 article featured in the Hebrew journal Kivanim, published by the World Zionist Organization's Department of Information in Jerusalem. The article was authored by Oded Yinon, a former advisor to Ariel Sharon, an Israeli general who later became prime minister. The Yinon Plan has played a key role in Zionist foreign policy since the 1980s. The powerful Israel lobby has also successfully pushed the U.S. government into adopting the same plan. The U.S. government began to implement this plan partially in the 90s. However, full implementation began in the early 2000s under George W. Bush. The plan still guides American policy to this day. The basic aim of the Yinon Plan is to fatally weaken Muslim-majority states, especially in the Middle East. This involves promoting religious, sectarian, and ethnic divisions and conflict, such as to be done within Muslim-majority states, i.e., Lebanon, Iraq, Syria. It is also to be done between these states, Gulf states versus Iraq, Saudi versus Iran. It is assumed that Muslim-majority states will become weaker if there is conflict within them and between them. It is expected that these conflicts will cause complete economic ruin, millions of deaths, and tens of millions of refugees. It all looks, it's all adding up so far. And remember, Mossad created ISIS. Right? And ISIS just went throughout the Muslim world just causing chaos. That's all they did. Oh, boy. Let's see. And also, Israel is who allowed, they were the main drivers about pushing the United States to drive out Bashar al-Assad, in Syria, and now Syria is lorded over by a literal terrorist who is running around beheading Christians, and Israel knows this, and they don't care because they support it. Let's see. The Yinon Plan promotes various forms of conflict. It promotes conflicts between Muslims and Christians in the Middle East. It promotes conflicts between different ethnicities in the Middle East. It promotes sectarian conflicts between Muslims. It promotes conflicts between different groups of Sunnis. Conflict is promoted in many ways. The U.S. sanctions and invades Muslim-majority countries, weakening and collapsing the governments. With no unifying central government, the population naturally splits into groups which fight one another for power. The U.S. pushes Muslim-majority states to adopt massive programs to reform Islam in the name of counter-extremism and counter-terrorism. These programs are geared towards weakening and eliminating shared Islamic teaching capable of unifying groups of Muslims within countries and between countries. Now, I want to make it very clear. This site, this page, is most certainly, obviously, pro-Muslim. Okay? I am not, first of all, I don't know if it's necessarily pro-Islam, but it all appears that way. Okay, it does appear that way, that this is pro-Islam. I just want to make it very clear, I do not sympathize with Islam. I am just reading this article. It's very clear that this is in favor of Islam. I am not. I am just reading the article. I just want to make that very clear. Oh, let's see. Shared Islamic teachings, reform Islam. The U.S. pushes Muslim-majority states to discard a broad Muslim identity and instead adopt narrow artificial nationalist and ethnic identities, the Jordanian or Emirati identity. Lacking a strong shared Muslim identity, the populations of Muslim-majority states are less likely to ally with one another. The U.S. prevents Muslim-majority states from... That's, you know what, that's very true. If all of the different Muslim groups in the Middle East came together and could work together under one unified presence, there is absolutely nothing Israel could do. Absolutely nothing. The only option they would probably have is the Samson option, which is basically, you know what the Samson option is? You heard about that? The Samson option is Israel has a massive nuclear stockpile, and basically the Samson option is Israel, if they come under attack and they're about to go down, they're basically just going to launch all their nukes and just destroy everyone with them. So they basically say, yeah, if we go down, we're going to take you all with us. Which, I don't know. I'd probably feel the same way if I was going down, but whatever. The U.S. prevents Muslim-majority states from allying with one another or helping one another, ensuring the worthlessness of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Rather, the U.S. there's a lot of use of parentheses in this. Rather, the U.S. pushes Muslim-majority states to form alliances against one another. The U.S. also directly or indirectly creates terrorist organizations, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and that, which is true. The CIA and Mossad created both, which launch random bombings on holy sites of various groups, Christians, Muslim sects. These bombings help spark intergroup conflict. The aim of all this is to create mass political instability and civil war within every Muslim-majority country, as well as war between Muslim-majority countries, and no alliances between these countries. Weakened Muslim-majority countries of this kind pose no threat to Israel. They are unable to help the Palestinians, and they can be easily intimidated and controlled by Israel. You know, it didn't really go into anything about the frickin' Yinon plan. I don't want to really read. Okay, let's just read Wikipedia just to see a general base. I take Wikipedia with a pound of salt. Let's see. Blueprint for the Middle East. This isn't really what I want. I don't have access to that. I'm just looking for an article about it. That's the Internet Archive. I don't... Greater Israel... I'm not going to go into... I don't want to go like super duper duper in depth about it. I'm just trying to find a pretty basic rundown. Seems like X is the place to go for stuff like that. Let's take a look. Everything you need to know about the Greater Israel Project in under 20 minutes. That's a video. Let's see. Let's just do this. Oh, let's see. Daniela Weiss, head of the Israeli Nahalal settlement movement, left, explains the Greater Israel plan to steal and colonize massive swaths of the Middle East from the Euphrates to the Nile. Okay, let's see that.
And how big is that land? Because
it's very big. No, this is the promise of God to the patriarchs of the Jewish nation. It's 3,000 kilometers. It's almost as big as the Sahara Desert.
So this is the biblical Israel.
There it
Can
is.
I call it? Yeah. So and this is what's and so which countries are these?
And which country? Don't mention. I think it's Iraq
Iraq.
and Syria
So you
and
believe
part of Saudi Arabia. This is a holy place. It's a place, one part of the universe that was chosen by God. It's a kind of a stage for the Jewish nation to express the ideas and ideals of the Jewish nation.
and how big is
So there you go. There you go. They have no problem openly admitting it. They have no problem openly admitting it, that they want to conquer the Middle East, that they want to destroy Muslim nations and push them all out of the Middle East, because they believe that the entirety of the Middle East, including parts of like Ukraine, goes up into Ukraine, that because it's been ordained by God. They believe that all of this area, she just said it, Iraq, Syria, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and that's, of course, why they want to destroy Iran, and that's why they want President Trump to start bombing Iran, is because they believe it's ordained by God that all of this is their holy land. They just think they have the right to it. Because I believe in the Torah, it tells them that. Their religious book, their religious texts tell them that. Does it say this in the Bible? I'm a Christian, but I'm certainly not a Bible thumper. I'll tell you that much right now. I like some stories in the Bible. Let's see where it's referenced in the Bible. The concept of Greater Israel in the Bible refers to the idea of a territory promised to the descendants of Abraham, which includes different geographical definitions. According to Genesis 15:18-21, the land was initially described as stretching from the brook of Egypt to the Euphrates to the Nile, yes, intended for all of Abraham's descendants, including Ishmael and others. A broader definition in Deuteronomy 11:24 and Deuteronomy 1:7 indicates the territory that would be given to the children of Israel gradually over time. The Bible also mentions the land as from Dan to Beersheba and from the entrance of Hamath unto the brook of Egypt in several passages. Here's a crazy thought for you. What if, now, just what if, all those 2,000 years ago, let's say the Bible was written, and it was basically just written as a plan for them to tell us what they're going to do over the next 1 or 2,000 years. I'm just saying. It's just interesting stuff to think about. I mean, because they don't think just in terms of next year or 10 years or 100 years. They think the very big, millennia long picture. They think in terms of 1,000 years. Oh, let's see. These biblical limits for the land differ from the borders of historical Israelite and later Jewish kingdoms, such as the United Kingdom of Israel, the two kingdoms of Israel, Samaria and Judah, the Hasmonean kingdom, and the Herodian kingdom. Judaism defines the land as where Jewish religious law prevailed and excludes territory where it was not applied. Okay. It is important to note that the idea of Greater Israel as a modern political concept is often seen in an irredentist irredentist fashion, referring to the historic or desired borders of Israel, and can be controversial. It's controversial when you have people like
How big
this
is that land?
actually saying it. Because see, let's watch the other video, because she just told us that they have no qualms about saying it out loud, that they want to take over the entire Middle East in the names of Greater Israel because they think it was, it is bequeathed to them by their God.
They took a boat with the first families, ready to occupy the land of those who are being killed and starved to death.
Purpose of the settlement movement is to get as close as possible to Gaza. To fully observe Gaza and to understand that from now on, Gaza will be completely Jewish. And the bombs fall. If God wills, the Israeli people will win. We will build and witness the settlement of Zion and the settlement of the Israeli people in Gaza. Again, these are Zionists. So are they anti-Semitic for saying it? Because I'm sure I'll be called anti-Semitic for saying it. They're the ones saying it. I'm just pointing it out. Look, Gaza, Gaza. And like, to raise children like this, you got to be a monster to raise children like this. You got to be a monster to do all this shit. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So if we're looking at, let's just look at a world map real quick. Maps of the world. Oh, look, there's Greenland, our future vassal state. It's interactive. Can I zoom in? I just want an interactive map, for the love of God, and I don't want one of Zambia. Can I just get an interactive? Fuck it. What am I doing? Why am I so fucking retarded right now? I have 4 hours of sleep will do that to you, I suppose. What the fuck is this? Oh my fucking Christ. Just give me a fucking map. Here. There. Thank you. My God. So here's Ukraine, right? Georgia, Tbilisi, Azerbaijan. Here's Israel, Jordan, Iraq, Syria. See, this is the confusing thing. A lot of people are saying that they're going to make part of this Greater Israel project Ukraine, but I think what they're referring to is, I think they're referring to something. I think it's called a Greater Khazaria, I believe. We'll move on after this. I just want to verify this. I'm not going to spend fucking an hour doing this, although I already have. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Khazarian. What's the hidden history of the Zionist Khazar kingdom? The Khazar kingdom was landlocked here. Let me just bring this over. Again, remember, okay, all this stuff is on what I'm reading right now is Twitter. Okay, so of course, double and triple and quadruple check all of this stuff and everything. And of course, I guess we would have readers added context. We would have community notes on a lot of this stuff, I'm guessing. But we're just going through that. Don't, do your own research. Do your own homework. Don't take anything I say at face value. Don't take anything anyone says at face value. Do your own research. The Khazarians, let's see. Protocols of the meetings of the Elder Zayed. The Khazar kingdom was landlocked between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, which is now predominantly occupied by Georgia, but also reaches into Ukraine. Right. Okay. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, here. Is that it? Yeah. The Empire of... Holy shit. Sviatoslav, as Grand Prince of Kiev, Sviatoslav's persistent campaigns into the east and south shattered the Khazar Khanate and Bulgarian Empire, the two great powers of the region. Let's see. All right, Ukraine. All right, this is the last thing we'll search on this, and then we'll move on to something else. This all started with the conversation of Britain banning ninja swords. Fucking ninja swords. Good job, Britain. You fucking morons. Why is Ukraine so important? It was once known as Khazaria and was presided over by the Khazars. Are the Zionists looking to restore their old Khazarian empire? Some interesting shit, huh? God damn it. This fucking douchebag. All right, we'll move on from that. Nothing like some random heavy air quotes conspiracy shit going on for a Sunday morning. You're welcome. By the way, what else? Is there anything else going on in the world? We talked about the earthquake. We talked about Great Britain destroying itself. We talked about the Khazarian Empire. We're all over the place this morning. There's no rhyme or reason this morning. There's no schedule this morning. We're just talking about shit. What else should we talk about? Speaking of, Britain being invaded and allowing themselves to be invaded. Poland actually just did something really good. I am not prepared at all this morning. It's just very chill and just searching for some shit. I got some shit written down that I want to talk about. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. So, one country is trying to do things right. Poland bans migrants from claiming asylum. Temporary suspension comes after claims that Russia is weaponizing migration, funneling people over the Belarusian border. This is from the Telegraph. So, of course, they're going to blame Russia for everything. But Poland has banned migrants from claiming asylum, saying it wants to take back control of its borders. That is based. Donald Tusk, the Polish prime minister, announced the suspension in response to an influx of migrants at the border with Belarus after claims that Russia is weaponizing migration. The new legislation allows Polish authorities to suspend the right of all migrants to claim asylum for up to 60 days. Exemptions will be made for unaccompanied minors, pregnant women, elderly or unwell people, and anyone exposed to real risk of serious harm. You almost had it. You almost had it. So what if 1,000 men come rushing up to the border and say, help, we're at risk of serious harm because Russia's pointing guns at us? What then? What do you do? What if 1,000 pregnant women come over the border and all have their children in your country? You almost had it. It's It is not the duty of a nation's leaders to take care of people from other nations. It's unfucking believable. The temporary ban will come into force without a moment's delay, Mr. Tusk said on Wednesday night. Okay. Warsaw has claimed that neighboring Belarus, under the influence of the Kremlin, is funneling migrants to the Belarusian-Polish border as part of a hybrid war to destabilize the EU. Okay, so yeah, it's just... it's no mystery that Russia might want to destabilize the EU because the EU is trying to start World War III with Russia, but I highly doubt that Russia is the ones who, in fact, I know it's not the Russians. We all know it's not the Russians who started pushing illegal alien migrants into Europe. We just talked about it. We just talked about who was doing that. Europe is fucked in general. I was talking about earlier, Britain is fucked. Europe's fucked. Europe is fucking toast, man. They have... Did you see this? See this? You heard about this? While we're talking about Europe, let's just jump into a few other things. Let me see. I think I can go to... Is there somebody watching this right now? If so, welcome. Let me search for something real quick. Pardon me. I'm very sorry for not being prepared. Here, let me try this. Yeah, there it is, right there. Jesus fuck. This is the Daily Mail. This is the Daily Mail. France issues its citizens with an invasion guide, including how to survive a nuclear attack, after Macron warned Europe must prepare for war. So I guess is Europe seriously, are we trying to convince the world that Russia is going to have a ground invasion of Europe? Is that literally what you're trying to convince people of? These people are fucking psychotic, man. This was on March 20th, 2025, by Taryn Pedler and Natasha Anderson. Let's see. France is set to issue a survival manual to households across the country, warning citizens how to respond to an invasion or any other imminent threat. The dramatic move comes as tensions rise in Europe and fears grow over Russia's aggressive tactics. What aggressive tactics? It's the old meme, right? It's like, Russia's the aggressor. Look how close they put their country to all of our NATO bases. Jesus fuck, dude. The new 20-page booklet, reportedly packed with 63 measures, I would love to see this booklet, will advise the French on how to protect themselves and their families in the event of armed conflict, natural disasters, industrial accidents, or even a nuclear leak. I know how you can make your citizens safer. Deport all the illegal aliens. I bet your country would improve instantaneously. At every level. It would be really something. It really would. It will include tips on how to create a survival kit with essentials including 6 liters of water, canned food, batteries, a torch, and a flashlight. And basic medical supplies such as paracetamol and bandages. Just as an aside, you should have an emergency kit. I'm not saying you should be a prepper. A super prepper, that is, but you need to be prepared. You should at least be prepared that you need to take care of yourself and your family for, say, at least a month. That would be a good start. You should at least have something set up for like a month. And again, yeah, water is essential. A torch, medical supplies, beans, bullets, and bouillon. Pardon me. Excuse me. Crucially, it will offer advice on what to do if an attack is imminent, including how to join local defense efforts, such as signing up for reverse units or firefighting groups. Oh, here's the other thing I was going to say earlier. When we were talking about, and I've said this before on other streams, well, other my streams, I really do believe that part of the plan for getting all of the Muslims and all of the fighting age men out of the Middle East and out of North Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa, I think part of that plan is, A, they want to clear out that area so that they can have Greater Israel and the Khazarian Empire. B, they do want to destabilize Western nations. C, when Europe, I do believe we're going to see a major like World War III hot war. And I believe that at least 1 million illegal aliens from Europe and at least 1 million from North America will be rounded up and sent off to Ukraine to die in the meat grinder of war. I really do believe that. It happened in World War II, and it will happen now. Because history doesn't rhyme, but it doesn't repeat itself, but it sure does rhyme. And this is the only plan they have. This is the only plan that European leaders have. They are out of other people's money. They have no solutions. They don't know what to do other than push war. This is all they have. And they have millions of fighting age men that they have to do something with. Right, other than terrorize their own citizenry. And yes, many of them will stick around for manual labor and all that stuff, and that's no doubt in my mind about that. But what are the rest going to do? Well, I'm very confident that millions will be sent to die in World War III. And they'll be basically what they'll say is, we promise you that, because this happened in World War II as well, that if you pick up a gun, you go fight, and you make it, and you come back, you are now a citizen. And I 100% believe it. And I believe that something will happen in the United States. There will probably be a false flag to blame on Iran and Russia and everything, and we'll just go from there. You know, that old chestnut, the same old story, the same old bag. They do it every fucking time. They do it every single time. Every single time. Citizens will also be told to lock their doors in the event of a nuclear incident, advice that has already drawn ridicule from commentators. This is the best they can do, right? They spend other people's money, they run out of money, and then they tell you to lock your doors in the event of a nuclear incident. Jesus fuck. Despite the alarming content, the French government insists the booklet is not a direct response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So then what is it? President Emmanuel Macron has previously warned that Europe must be prepared to confront the Russian threat and adapt to the possibility that America could scale back its military support. I want to read these two sentences again. Despite the alarming content, the French government insists the booklet is not a direct response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Oh. President Emmanuel Macron has previously warned that Europe must be prepared to confront the Russian threat. The quality of everything has gotten so fucking bad. The quality of... Jesus. Oh my God. Earlier this week, Macron revealed that French fighter jets equipped with new generation hypersonic nuclear missiles will be sent to the German border as part of his bid to renew France's airborne nuclear deterrent. Okay, great. Thanks. I'm just wondering, who's asking for the war? It made me think of something real quick. Let me think of an article because they mentioned Germany. Where's it at? Let me just search for it. Let me search for it. I'll find it. Hold on. Yeah, there it is right there. So speaking of Germany, this from Zero Hedge. The new German government wants to ban lies. Welcome to 1984. We're there. Consequently, I was born in 1984. Oh boy, dude. The new German government, and this is let's go to the original source here. This is Remix News. This is rmx.news. The new German government wants to ban lies. Basically, the spread of hatred in Germany is protected by freedom of expression, said a constitutional lawyer in response to a new proposal to ban lies in Germany. The new German government coalition, which is likely to be the Christian Democrats, CDU, and the Social Democrats, is looking to ban lies, according to a working paper that emerged from the group Culture and Media between the two parties. If you haven't read 1984, by the way, I highly suggest you do it. I mean, here we go. It's going to be East Germany all over again. Bild newspaper received a copy of the working paper, which outlines the goal of combating fake news on social media, including restrictions on it. You know, the question is, who determines the lie? The government, of course. The paper from the CDU and SPD indicates that disinformation and fake news threaten democracy. They have an interesting concept of democracy, right? It's like, oh, you can vote for and you can live the life you want. You can vote for the life you want, but only if we approve of it. Right? That's the whole idea, that the people have the power to vote for basically the life they want, right? If you think this person best represents you and they're going to do the best for the country, you can vote for them because they'll make your life better, but only if we approve of it. You can only vote for the things we approve of, which is exactly why in Romania, they're arresting political opposition. And when the conservative leader in Romania won the election, the EU said, no, we don't recognize that, and you have to have another election. I don't understand why Romania just said, shove it up your fucking ass. How do you get to tell us how to do our, air quotes, democracy? The founding fathers of the United States knew that true, pure democracy would always, always fail. True democracy is the idea that two morons know better than one genius. Jesus Christ. In fact, the paper argues that freedom of expression does not apply in such circumstances, referring to disinformation and fake news. Bild contacted a number of constitutional lawyers, and they are highly skeptical of the law. Lies are only prohibited if... Wait, what? Lies are only prohibited if they are punishable. For example, in the case of sedition. That's just a weird way to say that. So lies are... So you can't lie if it's a crime. So there are certain... Okay. For example, in the case of sedition. Otherwise, you can lie, said Volk Bemer Nibler, a professor at the University of Oldenburg. Here is this is a tweet. This is from Remix. Extraordinary scenes in Germany as police raid the home of Jürgen Elasser, the publisher of the right-wing Compact magazine, and remove various belongings from his residence outside Berlin. Let's see. Germany's interior minister has placed a blanket ban on the entire publication. It is considered the most aggressive action taken against a free press since World War II. Which again is what where we're headed. And if you just look at everything going on in the world in terms of just social and economics and politics and media and just everything going on, a lot of it resembles what was going on around World War II. Even determining a lie is a legal complexity. It is not an easy question of what a factual claim and what an expression of opinion is. Most courts interpret freedom of expression very broadly, he added. He also took aim at specific part of the working paper, which addresses hate and agitation. He said, hate and agitation. Agitation is a really good Marxist word. Like, you, sir, you're an agitator. Right? You have upset the social norms. You have upset the social construct. You must be punished. You must have a struggle session. You must be mocked and shamed in public so that other agitators do not do the same. Calling someone an agitator, it's saying you're guilty of agitation. Boy, that's just, that is Marxism 101. He said, hate and agitation, these are no legal terms, he added. Basically, the spread of hatred in Germany is protected by freedom of expression. An assertion like, I hate all politicians, does not yet constitute a criminal offense. Well, wait a minute. There was a guy... Hold on a second. I don't think that's true. Because there was a dude who... Wasn't there a guy who was just arrested? What was the guy in Germany arrested for? I could have sworn I read something where a guy in Germany was arrested. Here we go. What are we doing here? So posting a racist cartoon. This guy was arrested for posting a racist cartoon, apparently. So, in July of last year, this gentleman, he wore a Palestine shirt to a bar, and the German police arrested him. Oh, they really arrested him. Britain is... Oh, here, this is from 60 Minutes. This is what Germany thinks about.
Or deny the Holocaust. That's clear. Is it a crime to insult somebody in public?
Yes, it is.
Okay. These are Germans, right? So this constitutional lawyer in Germany is saying, where'd it go? Basically, the spread of hatred in Germany is protected by freedom of expression. An assertion like, I hate all politicians, does not constitute a criminal offense. And deliberate spreading of false facts is not punishable, not illegal. But these individuals right here on 60 Minutes, these are Germans.
It's illegal to display Nazi symbolism, a swastika, or deny the Holocaust. That's clear. Is it a crime to insult somebody in public?
Yes.
Germany doesn't know if it's coming or going. None of Europe knows if it's coming or going. Europe is fucking collapsing before our very eyes.
And it's a crime to insult them online as well?
Yes.
The fine could be even higher if you insult someone in the internet.
Why?
Because in internet, it stays there. If we are talking here face to face, you insult me, I insult you, okay, finish. But
you just said it was illegal. You just said insulting someone in public was illegal. So if I do it face to face and it's in public, you're going to arrest me.
If you in the internet, if I insult you or a politician,
that sticks around forever.
Yeah.
You deserve to be insulted, you pussy.
The prosecutors explain German law also prohibits the spread of malicious gossip, violent threats, and fake quotes.
If somebody posts something that's not true, and then somebody else reposts it or likes it, are they committing a crime?
Jesus,
Yeah, in the case of reposting, it is a crime as
Is that a man?
well, because the reader can't distinguish whether you just invented this or just reposted it. That's the same for us.
The punishment for breaking hate speech laws can include jail time for repeat offenders. But in most cases, a judge levies a stiff fine and sometimes keeps their devices.
How do people react when you take their phones from them?
They are shocked.
It's no problem being the Stasi, yeah?
It's a kind of punishment if you lose your smartphone. It's even worse than the fine you have to pay.
Because your whole life is typically on your phone now. It's a
They all think this is just a fucking joke. They do not care. British police, this is from December of 24. British police arrest a man for sharing a social media post that caused someone anxiety. You see, he is an agitator. He got arrested for being an agitator, an upsetter of the social norms.
No. The British Hampshire police would realise how ridiculous this is. It is.
See, like, my question is, this is why people lose respect for cops. It's like, we know that, like, you know, when it comes to violence and everything, we know you've got a tough job in a lot of aspects. But when you go around oppressing your fellow man, I mean, these aren't, what makes you think that the elites who tell you what to do, for speaking to the police officers, what makes you think that the elites who tell you what to do are going to come save your ass when shit hits the fan? They don't give a flying fuck about you. So when they give you some kind of diktat to go out and oppress someone's freedom of speech, or like here in the United States, when they tell you to go arrest a pastor who's having a sermon in a parking lot during COVID, there's no part of you that goes, whoa, that's not right. This is not the right thing to do. I can't do that. It tells me everything I need to know about you. It tells me that you are immoral. That you either A, have terrible morals or just no morals at all. And then why do you think people hate you? You're right, it doesn't have to come to this. You can walk the fuck away.
What did it need to come to?
Tell us why you escalated it to this level, because I don't understand. I posted something that he posted, you come to arrest me, you don't arrest him. Why has it come to this? Why am I in cuffs? Because of something he shared, then I shared.
Because someone has been caused, obviously, anxiety.
Because someone has been caused anxiety.
Based upon your social media post.
That's the reason
why you've been arrested.
No.
Britain, you're fucked. Europe, you're fucked. This is in German. I can't fucking read that. What a fucking mess. All right. I'm going to move on from this. I want to respond to something. I want to find here. Let's see. Oh, Jesus fuck. Holy shit. Okay, let me find God damn it. I gotta do something about this new setup. Where is she? This woman, yeah. this woman. Remember this liberal woman who you might have seen this girl right here, who was talking about what's her name? I don't know who this is. She made a response video. How the fuck do I find it? Excuse me. Didn't she make a response video? Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So I responded to this, I reacted to this earlier. I'll react to this one, so let's just get into it.
Getting dragged.
Okay, all right.
Good morning, guys.
So this woman, originally she had posted something where she was talking about dumping a guy because of his politics, and it was this just big 3-minute rant where you could just, it's obvious why she is single, and she's just been getting dragged on social media, and so now she made a response. So I guess let's watch her response.
Good morning, guys. I woke up to going viral on conservative Twitter, so let's talk about it.
I'm not like a huge Twitterer, so like there's conservative Twitter and liberal. Fuck it.
Nothing like a morning after drinking the night before and waking up to finding your face on Twitter, getting dragged by thousands of conservatives. And most of the comments were like, oh, bro dodged a bullet. Okay, period.
Yes, he really fucking did.
So did I, but that's another story.
How many times do you think she's used that excuse?
Basically, conservatives are mad that liberals don't want to date them.
No, we are not. Conservative men are not. No, sweetheart. No.
And let's be realistic. Do we think conservatives are going to date very far-leaning left socialists? The answer is no. They're not going to date them either. So why is it my fault that I'm saying it out loud? They're just mad.
What if it's not a big deal? If you understand that, if you believe that, if you know that to be true, then why do this? It's not a big deal. Move on with your life.
I don't agree with them. And you're probably like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine what you're thinking right now. Oh my god, all ugly men are dragging me on the internet. Boo-hoo. And I also think it's
all ugly men.
It's very funny that they had to go to Twitter because they know that they can't handle the heat on TikTok. But
what? What is? What?
I did screenshot some of my favorite hate comments, so I'll read them for you. Starting off strong, I can't even listen to this whole.
Hold on a second. She did her ex-boyfriend a huge favor. Imagine if they were already married. Pass my ideological purity test or lose half of your stuff. Yeah, this is exactly why men are not getting married. Yes, 100,000 million billion %. And I have no idea how old this woman is. Maybe she'll tell us. She tells us in the last one. But if she's like 25, she's going to be acting like this by the time she is 35 or 40 years old and she hits that proverbial wall. You know exactly what's going to be happening. You know she's going to be back on Twitter crying and sniffling and bitching and moaning, asking where are all the good men.
Whole video. It sounds like a razor blade cutting my eardrum. Notice all the garbage in the background. I've been listening to this whole video. It sounds like a razor blade cutting my eardrum.
Yeah, your voice and laugh too. This is your cope laugh is really awful.
Notice all the garbage in the background. Listen, I just moved. I'm still unpacking. Where's the nose ring and purple hair? She's not dedicated enough.
You got a nose ring, that's for sure. And your roots are showing.
I have a nose ring. I think you're just too stupid to know.
You also have like an inch of makeup on, like an inch thick layer of makeup on.
This woman is the definition of insufferable. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you on that. My friend was like, oh my god, you're famous. I was like, no, I'm just insufferable. This one's really...
Is that supposed to be cute? What is this whole thing with like young people saying like, oh my god, I'm just so annoying. I must be quirky and cute. What is that? Why is that a thing?
Funny. crazy hot matrix score. 9 crazy, 4 hot, adjusted a 3 for her tone. It's all wrong if you know, you know. The chaos in that closet behind her is like a metaphor for her mental well-being. Again, I'm unpacking, leave me alone. Looks like he, she, it, they, z, a, etc. is wearing a wedding band. I don't know why it looks like that.
Well, what is it?
I don't ever I wear it on this finger, so maybe it was just mirrored. You literally can't be any more annoying than this dimwit. Guys, my whole TikTok page is about me being annoying. You act like this is a new thing for me.
Oh my God. Our daughter just is turning 5 months old tomorrow. And one thing that my wife and I have discussed is that we wish that we would have met a little sooner just so we could have, because I'm 40, and we wish we could have had children at a younger age. But you know what? I'm glad that we had our child now, because I get to learn from all the shit like this and what not to do and how to keep her away from this stuff. Like, this is just a warning, right? This is a what not to do. This is a how not to be. So I get all of these wonderful examples to show her as she grows up as to why you don't want to act like this. It's wonderful. It's an incredible sociological study.
When this hag is a dried up, lonely, unfulfilled bag of bones,
Yes.
I hope someone shows her and her cat this video. I'll show it to my cat right now. You guys like cats aren't more fun than men these days. She will never accept her role as a woman and will be an obnoxious bitch who can't respect her partner.
Yes.
Why would I respect someone who doesn't respect me?
Your previous video was all about you saying, the whole time you were trying to convince people that you respected the guy's opinion, even though it was different. But then when he told you it was different, you said you didn't respect it. You're like, yeah, you can do what you want, but not like that. That's not respect. Right? If you can disagree with someone, but if you disagree with someone and then say, no, I don't respect that, well, I don't know what to tell you.
Assuming that there is like a female gender role is part of the reason why I don't want to be in a relationship. Also,
okay. So I guess what? Well, hold on a second. Why were you? If you're anti all of this traditional stuff, why in God's name were you even considering dating a conservative? Were you just? I know what it is. You're out of options, aren't you? And you're not attracted to liberal men, are you? You are attracted to stronger conservative men. But they won't stroke your ego by giving in to your feelings, right? Because you want them, because you think with feelings, you feel like you were right about everything, regardless of facts, regardless of reality. If it feels good, it must be true in your world. And if someone goes against it, you take it as a personal attack because everything you do is based off of feelings. So why did you even try to date a conservative guy?
not him quoting my stutters.
What?
You got me there. I've got nothing to say on that. I can't. I talk too fast for my mind. I'm annoying. I get it, guys. I understand. But
It's like she knows the problem. See, it's like she's able to speak the problem out, but she doesn't even realize that she's identifying the problem.
anyways, date who you want to date. I personally don't want to date someone who doesn't align politically with me, and that.
So then why did you even fucking post something about, why was it such a big deal? I know what it is. You're the one that got dumped. You're the one that got dumped. This whole fucking thing is just a massive struggle cope session. Because the guy, he got about 20 minutes of this. They were at the bar or the restaurant or whatever. They got about 20 minutes of this, and he started looking around. I got to get the fuck out of here. I got to do one more shot and get the fuck out of here. And then he ghosted her. There's no way he absolutely broke up with her.
That's okay. I don't understand why it's such a huge problem for that to be one of my requirements for dating. I'm just filtering out people.
It's not. So if that's one of your requirements, why did you even entertain the idea of dating a conservative? Nothing you do makes sense. You have no idea what you want because you're a woman.
You could say it's like dating with a height requirement. Like, I'm 5'10". I'm not, but saying like I'm 5'10". I don't want to date someone under 5'10". It's the same thing. Everyone has like restrictions on people that they want to date. I'm not saying I would never date a Republican, but I was saying that I'm not going to date someone who doesn't do the research enough to know why he's.
You said you wouldn't date a Republican. Not fucking 20 seconds ago, you just said you don't want to date someone who doesn't politically align with you. And in your previous video, you said, I respect your right, but not if you have conservative views. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. See, this is, women don't know what they want because they want everything. And that's really what it comes down to. It's like they just want all of it. And because they can't get all of it, it's like they just want to try to get all of it now, all the time. And because they think they deserve all of it, their brain is going in a million different directions, trying to decide, well, I don't know what I want right now because I want all of it.
He's voting and who he's voting for. But yeah, go read the comments if you want a good laugh. My dad was the one who told me this morning because I popped up on his Twitter. And if I end up on Fox News, I don't know what I'll do. I don't know what I'll do.
Your dad is a failure. Yeah, right. I should film my mental breakdown and post it online. That's exactly. No, there it is. Look at the face. That's all you need. I have seen this face before. I have stared into this abyss before. I'm sorry, this is terrifying. I have seen this before. Young men, you're screwed. You're screwed like Britain. Maybe not that bad. Fucking hell. What else? Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. There was a, what else? What time is it? 7:10? I think I'm actually going to have to go right now, but I just wanted to get on. I just wanted to stream. I just felt like streaming, that's all. This is nothing fancy whatsoever. So I may come back and do this again later just to see what's going on and talk about some other things because the Tesla Day of Rage was yesterday or whatever the fuck, and I think some shit went down. It doesn't seem like too much, but there was some. But we'll maybe come and talk about that later. Do that again later. So if you made it this far, thank you so much. If you joined me at all, I really appreciate it. And I'll be back later. I will certainly be back Monday through Friday this week from 5:30 a.m. Central Standard Time till about 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, U.S. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've had a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you later. Take care.